Greenwitch by Susan Cooper, Chapter 6. Jane was almost in tears. "But they couldn't just disappear. Something awful must have happened."
"Nonsense," Merriman said. "They'll be rushing in any moment now, demanding their breakfast."
"But breakfast was more than an hour ago." Jane stared distractedly out over the harbor, busy and bustling in the sunshine. They stood on the little paved path outside the cottages, above the winding web of stairs and alleys that led down to the harbor side. Will said, "I'm sure they're all right, Jane. They must have woken up early and wandered out for a walk and gone further than they intended. Don't worry." "I suppose you're right. I'm sure you are. It's just that I keep having this awful picture in my mind of them going..." Excuse me. Them going out to Kamar Head, the way we used to last year, and one of them getting stuck on a cliff or something. Oh dear, I know I'm being stupid. I'm sorry, Gummery. Jane shook her long hair impatiently. "It all comes of seeing the Greenwitch falling, I suppose. I'll shut up." "I'll tell you what," said Will. "Why don't we go out to Kamar Head just to check? You'd feel a lot happier." Brightening up, she gazed from one to the other of them. "Could we really?"
"Of course we could," Merriman said. "Mrs. Penhallow will give the truants their breakfast if they arrive in the meantime. You two start off. I'll have a word with her and catch up with you."
Jane beamed. "Oh, that's much better. Waiting's awful. Thank you, Will." "Don't mention it," said Will cheerfully. "Lovely morning for a walk." Into Merriman's mind, he said unhappily, "The dark has them, I think. You feel it?"
"But without harm," came the answer, cool into his thoughts. "And perhaps to our gain."
Barney stood at the door of the caravan, blinking in the sunlight. "Well," he said, "aren't we going to get them?" "What?" Simon said. "The drinks, of course." "What drinks?" "What's the matter with you? The drinks he just offered. He said there are cans in the little cupboard. You can help yourselves. And something about a cardboard box." Turning to go, he glanced at his brother in amusement. He stopped abruptly. "Simon, what is the matter?" Simon's face was white and strained, the lines of it drawn downward in a strange adult expression of concern and distress. He stared at Barney for a moment, and then he seemed to make a great effort to wrench himself onto the same level of conversation. "You get them," he said. "The drinks. You get them. Bring them out here. It's nice in the sunshine." There was a sound behind them in the caravan, and Barney saw Simon jump as if he had been stabbed. Then again he saw the same straining for control. Simon leaned back against the wall of the caravan, his face up to the sun. "Go on," he said. Puzzled, Barney went into the caravan, its interior bright with the sunshine streaming in through the windows. The dark painter was sipping a cup of coffee, leaning on the table. "This one?" Barney waved a foot at the little cupboard under the sink. "That's right," the man said. Down on his knees, Barney took out 2 cans of orange soda, then peered round the dark little cupboard. "You said a cardboard box, but I can't see one." "Not important," said the painter. "There's something, though." Barney reached in and took out a piece of paper. After one glance, he sat back on his heels and looked up at the man without expression. "It's my drawing, the one you took." "Well," said the man, "that's what you came for, isn't it?" His dark eyes glinted coldly at Barney beneath the scowling brows. Take it and drink your drink and go." Barney said, "I'd still like to know why you ran off with it." "You irritated me," the man said shortly. He put down his coffee cup and motioned Barney toward the door. "No brat criticizes my work. Don't start again." His voice rose ominously as Barney opened the door. "Just go now." Simon said from the doorway, "What's the matter?" "Nothing," said Barney, rolling up the drawing. He picked up the 2 cans and went to the door. "I'm not really thirsty," Simon said. "Well, I am." Barney drank deep. The painter stood watching them, scowling, bearing their way back into the caravan. Outside in the sunshine, his big horse moved one flaccid step forward, rhythmically ripping at the grass. Simon said, "May we go now?" The man's eyes narrowed. He said swiftly, "I have no hold over you. Why ask me?" Simon shrugged. "Just now, Barney said let's go home, and you said not yet, that's all." A kind of relief seemed to flicker over the other dark's face. "Your brother has his precious drawing, so go. Up to the left of the farm." He waved the hand at the grassy lane. disappearing on round the corner. "You'll find a shortcut back to the village. The path's a little overgrown, but it will take you to Kamar Head." "Thank you," Simon said. "Goodbye," said Barney. They went on across the field without looking back. It was like coming out of a dark mist. "Do you think it's a trap?" Barney whispered. "Someone might be lying in wait for us at the farm." "Too complicated," Simon said. "He doesn't need traps." "All right." Trotting alongside, Barney peered at him curiously. "Simon, you really do look awful. Are you sure you're all right?" "Do shut up about it," Simon said, fierce and low. "I'm fine. Just get a move on." "Look," said Barney the moment they rounded the corner. "It's empty." A low grey stone farmhouse faced them, obviously deserted. Nothing moved anywhere. Old pieces of machinery lay rusting in the yard, and several windows gaped black and jagged-edged. The thatched roof of an outhouse was sagging ominously. Brambles waved wild green arms where the woods were stealing in toward the house. "No wonder he's living in a caravan. Do you think he's really half gypsy?" "I doubt it," Simon said. "Just a handy explanation for looking different. And for the caravan, I don't know why, but Gummery will." "There's the path." He headed for a break in the tangled growth near the old house, and they pushed their way along a narrow bramble-crossed track. "I'm ravenous," Barney said. "I hope Miss Penhallow's got eggs and bacon." Simon glanced round, his face still drawn. "I've got to talk to Gummery. We both have. I can't explain yet, but it's terribly urgent." Barney stared. "Well, won't he be at home?" "Might be, but they'll have had breakfast ages ago. They'll be out looking for us." "Where?" "I don't know. We could try the grey house to begin with." "Okay," Barney said cheerfully. "This path must come out pretty near there. And we can—" He stopped dead, staring at Simon. "Rufus! We didn't bring him back, Simon. How awful. I forgot about him. Where did he go?" "He ran away. That's one of the things I have to explain about." Wearily, Simon went on up the path. "It's all part of the same thing. And we've just got to find Great Uncle Mary as soon as we possibly can, or something's going to go horribly wrong." "There's no sign of them up here," Will said. Will came clambering back across the rocks at the tip of Kamar Head. "No," Merriman said. He stood still, the sea wind blowing his white hair back like a flag. "They might have climbed down into the next bay, to the rocks at the bottom," Jane said. "Let's go and see." "All right." And we will pause there.